Join us for another episode of Still Toking with tonight. We are doing a virtual tour with Cortlandt Hull, accompanied by Argyle Goolsby, from inside the Witch's Dungeon right here in Connecticut. It's a classic movie museum, an all-new location, killer displays. You get some insider knowledge from Cortlandt Hull himself. And this is an awesome episode coming at you right now.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Your book of life will buy you a mild accepting. My free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven. But me, I'll be a fucking legend in hell. Your book of life will buy you a mild accepting. My free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we
Do you have a hankering for horror knowledge?
We have such sights to show you.
Do you require raging retro reviews? Do you desire discussions with devastatingly dashing dorks? The Dorkening Podcast Network has nearly 30 shows to satisfy all of your nerdy, geeky, and dorky needs, from horror reviews and celebrity interviews.
Hi, I'm Adam Green, the director of the Hatchet films and the star of Holliston.
Hi, this is Dominic Pace, who played the bounty hunter Gecko from The Mandalorian.
Hi, I'm Mike Price. I'm a writer on The Simpsons. I co-created F is for Family.
Hi, guys. This is Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
Hi, my name is Kurando Mitsutake, director of Gunwoman and Karate Kill.
Hi, this is Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem and Jerica from the original Jem and the Holograms cartoon series.
As well as nostalgic trips into the past, pop culture, the latest in entertainment news, and so much more, featuring a variety of shows and hosts that will simultaneously enrage, enlighten, and entertain you. Check out the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My mom says I'm cool.
Available on iTunes, Spotify, thedorkening.com, and wherever fine podcasts can be found.
Another awesome Still Toking Dead, powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. And we have an awesome show scheduled for you today. Our guests are streaming live from the Witch's Dungeon in Plainville, Connecticut, which is now open. Definitely get your spooky on. But with us tonight, we have Benjamin. Welcome back, sir.
What up? Still Toking Dead? Man, you butchered that.
Oh, Still Toking. I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to say that.
See what happens when you take a week off? I get all fucked up.
And he drops the F-bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Fuck. It's all good. Welcome.
Yeah. Jeffrey.
What's happening out there, everybody? You know, it's Halloween season.
Yeah.
So I got my glowing so I can find myself when it gets dark.
Nice. You guys doing anything awesome for Halloween?
Hiding in the graveyard.
Yeah. Benjamin, would you like to introduce our awesome guests?
Oh, man, we are so blessed tonight to have an icon in the horror industry, the curator of one of the oldest classic horror movie museums in the country, Mr. Cortlandt Hull. Accompanied by, who do you want to be tonight? Do you want to be Steve or Argyle?
I want to be a leprechaun. No, you can either one.
Accompanied by the leprechaun.
Steve from Argyle Gigglesby or something like that, right?
Argyle Goolsby, Dr. Gigglesby, either one.
Okay.
And just a heads up, just for a little housekeeping, we are running a contest for Evil Ed, the undead gnome And there's a link for King Sumo in the chat, in the show notes, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, up or down. And it doesn't cost anything to enter. We're going to be pulling that winner at 8 o'clock tonight. And yeah.
Leo, you were all fucked up tonight.
I did. What did I
Lack
fuck up?
Of coffee? What's going on?
I just had coffee.
Maybe that's why, because now he's all hyped up.
It's because I made him change, man. He had this button up, like
I thought it was going to be nice and
no.
Yeah,
you need Superman.
Yes, Undead Ed from Holiday Crave. What did I?
No, nothing. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay.
You didn't mess anything up, Leo.
I'm sure I did somewhere.
But we are on a little bit of a time schedule this evening. Steve Argyle, the Leprechaun, has a show to do around 8, so we've got to get this wrapped up by 5 of. Yeah, look at me. I'm looking at my wrist like I have a fucking watch on. Yeah, okay, that works.
Well, that ought to be interesting, because I don't think we've ever finished on time.
No, we've never finished on time. Always prematurely, but never on time.
So, Cortlandt, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you are at?
We are at 103 East Main Street in Plainville, Connecticut. We just moved here a month ago, and we were primarily in Bristol before, in Bristol, Connecticut. But this has allowed us much more space, the new building that we're in, plus the fact that we're going to be open all year round. And we have something very special planned for the holiday, too.
Can't wait to see that, because we kind of got the 411 on the down low behind the scenes. We're not going to say nothing.
We were still building it when you were here last.
Right. Right. Yes. Cortlandt was gracious enough to allow Jeff and myself and our filming crew with Mr. Bill Diamond to come on over to the Witch's Dungeon a few weeks back and film some scenes for the upcoming series. So keep an eye out for that. Why do you always put me full screen?
Because
I'm not that
you're
good
talking.
Looking. But I'm just not that good looking.
So why don't you give us a heads up about what somebody could expect heading on over to the Witch's Dungeon? I mean, this is the weekend to do it.
Absolutely. And we have life-size, very accurate figures of all the classic movie monsters from the silent era right up until the mid-70s. And each is in a scene based on that particular film with props. And like Henry Hull, which you'll see later, that was my great uncle, played the Werewolf One in 1935. We have a big lab table with all sorts of glassware from, like what mad scientists would have. We have the Frankenstein monster, and we're going to show you just very soon. We're going to bring you over to see Count Dracula and the Phantom of the Opera. But behind us is Mac Drake, who played Nosferatu or Count Orlok. And why don't you tell them a little bit about Count Orlok?
Just in general?
In general.
Oh, okay. So first screen vampire, 1922. Max Schreck played Count Orlok. This was well before Dracula in 1931. Very different than Bela Lugosi's interpretation, as you can see. You'll notice a lot more rat-like appearance to him, hence the rats all over his costume that Cortlandt had here.
Those are his little friends.
His minions. So, but yeah.
Let's also talk about the DVD you got coming out.
So about a year and a half ago now, probably actually going on 2 years ago, I was up here watching a movie, because Cortlandt will show movies on the off season, and Cortlandt had approached me and asked me if I wanted to write a score for a copy of Nosferatu that he had. So you had like an original.
It was from the Museum of Modern Art in England.
Yeah, so like a first generation print, but there was no music to it. It's kind of hard to show movies when they're completely silent like that. So it's honestly something I had thought about doing for years, and it just seemed like the right time when he offered it. So I just started writing music for it and got everything finished, hit the studio, started recording it, got most of it done. And it would have been out past May, but then coronavirus came and took a big dump on everything. So,
and we were going to be there on a theater.
Yeah, we'd already had a theater booked, and we'd already sold it out. We had the whole thing set up. We were going to show the movie. We were going to have the merchandise, the DVD available that night.
But we were going to bring Nosferatu Ferratu with us.
Yeah, but we had to kind of reorient everything after coronavirus. I had to stop recording it because I had to leave New Jersey, which is where I was recording, and come back to Connecticut because of the whole shelter-in-place thing. So long story short, I ended up getting to wrap it up back in September, and then we decided since we can't do any type of theater event with a large group of people, we're going to stream it virtually, and that's this Saturday night.
Nice.
Where can we see that?
There's going to be a concert too.
Yeah, then we're doing, my band is doing a concert directly after that. So we're going to do the premiere of the movie. And that takes about an hour. The movie's about an hour long. There's a brief intermission, and then there's another concert that my band itself is going to play. And we were fortunate enough to go film down at Bill's studio. So we had the whole set and all the puppets.
And we brought several of the figures with us.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, if somebody wants to see that stream, I think I heard Jeff pipe in for a second there.
Yeah,
If somebody wants to see that stream Saturday night, how can they go about seeing it?
So tickets are in the form of access codes. So it's a virtual event.
Yep.
If you go to www.acwnnprod.com/shows, or if you can just at least make it to acwnnprod.com, just look for shows and then you'll find it. And that's short for A Corpse with No Name Productions.
Yep. I believe that's in the show notes, correct, Leo?
It is. Where can people find it?
Up above or down below, depending on where you're watching it. Under the tree.
Up here.
So this is Nosferatu behind you right now, and I pulled up your Facebook pictures just to show people some of the stuff you got there.
Oh, we're going to go over and show you Dracula in person.
Nice.
And yes, we have if we can go back to that other shot you showed of the heads.
Yep.
Because we have a whole room where we have original makeups and original props that were actually used in film that people can see at the Witch's Dungeon. And that's the first leg of the tour that they take. And that's an actual Linda Blair exorcist head that was created by Dick Smith that you see on the far upper left. And far upper right is Dustin Hoffman's makeup from Little Big Man. If you notice, it has a little similarity to Old Barnabas if you ever saw Dark Shadows. And that's not a coincidence because Dick Smith also did the makeup in Dark Shadows.
Well, so you start off with head.
Yeah. Well, there, you said it. I did not.
Oh my God.
This is a family show, really.
It is 18 plus tonight, sorry.
Yeah.
The museum is a family museum.
It's a family museum.
So
several families buried under here.
Now, for some people that are probably wondering, they may be, a little fearful going out. What are your precautions for everybody?
We require that everybody that comes in here wears a mask. I mean, not a Halloween mask, a protective mask. And all of us that run the Witch's Dungeon, we either wear masks or we have the shield that we wear. And so there's virtually no chance of contracting anything. Not only that, but we only allow 5 people in on each tour. So I should say, when you do come, we don't know what the weather's going to be like this weekend. If it's rainy, be sure to take an umbrella. If it's cold, be sure to dress warm. Because unfortunately, we can't allow too many people in here at one time. That's the only way we're able to have it open, is because we have very limited numbers of people that are actually in here, and then they go out another exit. So we keep moving.
I think that would actually make for a better tour too, when you don't. It's not like overcrowded and too many people.
That's true, because at 5, it's a nice number. You're not crowded in, and I think they get to enjoy the tour even more because we have 2 live tour guides, and this is sort of the format I developed, that all the characters, well, most of the characters in here were in black and white movies. But we've done them in full color with vivid lighting, almost like if you ever remember the Basil Go-Go paintings on the cover of Famous Bond, we've tried to replicate that feeling. And so all the creatures are in color, but then the tour guides are totally black and white. They have black and white makeup, black and white costumes, and they're the only live thing in here are the 2 tour guides. And so one does one half and one does the other half. The first one Her character name is Carmela Karnstein, a vampire. And then the second tour guide is Farnsworth Butler. And so the two of them will take you through the tour. And they're very knowledgeable, not only about the tour itself, but if anyone would like to ask them questions about the act you played part, they're very, very about that. So maybe we should grab this and take them in to see Bela.
Shark Bites Podcast. It's the greatest show in history. From the Dorkening Network, hosted by a nerd who's named Patsy. From movie reviews to tips on surviving the coronavirus, Shark Bites has it all. Follow us on Facebook and suggest topics at sharkbitespod@gmail.com. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Well, before we go taking them in to see that, I just want to touch on something real quick with Cortlandt. I mean, you're the curator, of the museum. You've put your life's work into this, but something that we got to see when we were there was a little touch of something else that you are involved in, and that is painting. Let's touch on that just real quick, and then we'll take off and do your tour.
All right. Well, the thing of it is that you have to realize this is my passion. It's not what I make my living at. The Witch's Dungeon. I love it. It's something I've always loved since I was a kid. But we have to pay the bills, and what I do, my artwork, which I've done for many, many years, helps fund the Witch's Dungeon in a way. I'm a scenic artist. I do scenic paintings for vintage carousels all over the country. And as a matter of fact, one of the best known ones that I did was for Binghamton, New York, Recreation Park. It's the carousel that Rod Serling rode when he was a boy. And all the scenic paintings I did on the top board of the carousel are basically scenes from the Twilight Zone. And it's become very popular for fans of the Twilight Zone to go up there and see it for two reasons. One, because of the paintings that reflect the episodes of Twilight Zone, but also because it was actually a carousel that he rode when he was a boy, because Rod Serling was from Binghamton, New York.
But that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's exactly what I wanted him to touch on, because we got a tour through the Back Factory when we were down there to see them, preserving and refurbishing.
It was unbelievable.
The vintage carousels, and it was pretty wild. Pretty wild.
This is a huge carousel we're working on right now. It's from Rye Playland, New York. And I've got 18 paintings to go around the top border, and then 18 other paintings to go around the center core where the band door is. I also have to paint scenics on the band door as well.
Awesome. So he's constantly busy.
Yeah, I don't twiddle my thumbs much.
No, you don't. On that note, Leo is going to take us to a quick commercial.
Then we'll do your tour.
You guys will be ready, and we'll give these viewers something to awe.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I'll get to this quickly. Deadly Grounds Coffee, now more than ever, we need to support indie artists and indie businesses, like Witch's Dungeon and Deadly Grounds Coffee. They're also here in Connecticut, and it's the best coffee you'll ever have. Here we go.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't have good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds Coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds Coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks great.
That looks fabulous.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, we're back live.
We are.
Surprise!
All right. Well, what we
keep you on your toes.
This is what I based a lot of the figures on. This is a live cast of Bela Lugosi. This is actually taken of his face. And then when I sculpted the head that you see on the figure, it's based on this. However, you have to in mind, the eyes are they're always closed when the live cast is taken. And so therefore, I have to resculpt the eye area. That's an important factor of Bela, is that intense look that he has as Count Dracula. So that's why with this, and also I use glass human hair, and they look, when you see them in person especially, they look very realistic.
Yeah, they did.
And
tell them about the ring.
Oh yes, well I didn't think to wear it. I have the real Dracula ring, but we have a replica of it on Bela's finger here. Mm-hmm. And the Dracula ring was worn originally by Bela in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, but before that it was worn by John Carradine in House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula. The one that I have is in solid white gold, and as I say, unfortunately, I forgot to wear it tonight, but it was exactly like the one that Christopher Lee wore in the Hammer films, Count Dracula. Now, we do have a replica of the crest over here on the casket. We have actually a couple of them in here, but that's similar to what the crest on the ring looks like. And then also we have a replica of Bela's medallion that he wore in the film. So we try to be accurate as possible to the various aspects of the character and the costuming in these movies.
That's incredible, actually.
That's just creepy looking. I'm a little creepy.
And you can see by the lighting, we want to give it a very colorful atmosphere, like what I mentioned, the Basil Gogos paintings, the famous monster. Now, if we can go over this way, we have, behind me, wait a minute, first of all, let's show them the organ. We have the organ that actually Bill Diamond created, which is really more elaborate than the organ was in Phantom of the Opera. And I really love the design that Bill came to it. Then over here, over this way, we have, first of all, we'll go to Eric. That's the way the Phantom of the Opera looks after Christine rips the mask off of him while he's at the and Lon Chaney Sr. played the character of the Phantom of the Opera or in the 1925 classic, the silent film, and he was not only a wonderful actor, but he was an amazing makeup artist. He did all of his own makeup, which many years later, the other actors, when the sound era came in, there was a makeup artist union. So therefore, people couldn't do their own makeup. But also, Chaney came from stage, as did my great uncle, and most stage actors did their own makeup. And when you consider they were using very crude materials like mortician's wax and gluten and very crude material to create a character like this. And today they have a whole crew of people that are doing latex and like maybe 10 people that are working on one character for a movie. Now up here on the staircase, we have a marbleized staircase here for him. In one part of the film, Lon Chaney as the Phantom. He is spying on the opera singer and lover at a masquerade ball. And he wanted to be, of course, as inconspicuous as possible, so he's dressed as Red Death in the movie. But it's one of my favorite costumes from the film, and that was replicated by my mom, who was a costume designer. She did a lot of costumes for the stage when she was younger, and even for Broadway. So this is a very intricate costume that she recreated from the film. The mask, of course, I sculpted of the Red Death. And this is all done in velvet and other materials accurate to what film was.
Wow.
And the Phantom is one of my favorites. My folks gave it to me on film, and if you remember 8mm when you were a kid, I had the film in 8mm when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I can't recall how many times I watched it. It's always been my favorite, and it is even today. They never made another Phantom film that was as good as the Chaney original.
Right.
So we're going to do a little plug here. We did a documentary on the Phantom of the Opera called Unmasking the Masterpiece, and if anybody would like that one, we cover all the different versions of Phantom of the Opera, including the Broadway Phantom. We have actually the actor that was known best for doing the Phantom 6 years on Broadway, and that was Hugh Pinero. So we have actually one of the Phantoms here in the show, as well as Carla Laemmle, who's the niece of Carl Laemmle, who's the founder of Universal Studios. So it's over 500, and I think it was close to 700 photos and posters that we restored for this. And that's available through our website, www.preservehollywood.org. That's the Phantom of the Opera, Unmasking the Master. So anyway, we can travel into the other room if you'd like to, and we can show you the Frankenstein monster.
Frankie!
And for those of you watching or listening, we do have a link to the website in the show notes down below or up above. It's preservehollywood.org.
Well, I hope this isn't going to be too loud for your. We want to get Frankie all charged up, so that's why we're starting off with his gizmo that we have here. And this is a replica of one of the gadgets that was in Bride of Frankenstein, so that's why we recreated this very close to what it appeared in the film with the insulators and everything that were in that film. But we'll close it off because I understand that it's difficult for you to hear us otherwise. And over here we have, of course, the Frankenstein monster, played by Boris Karloff himself in the film. That was from 31. That was at Universal Studios. Makeup was created by Jack Pierce. And Jack Pierce also did the makeup in The Mummy, and he did the makeup on My Great Uncle Werewolf of London, too.
Wow.
By the way, a little trivia. Boris Karloff was not his real name. His real name was William Henry Pratt. And the reason that he changed it was because he was considered the black sheep of the family because his brothers were in Parliament and they didn't want to tarnish the Pratt name. So that's why he took on the name of Boris Karloff. And then later, then his brothers wanted to know him when he became a famous actor.
Right? Yeah. Isn't that always the way it goes?
Isn't it? Yeah. But his daughter, Sarah Karloff, has been a great, great friend of mine for many, many years. And she's just a wonderful lady. And she's been keeping alive the memory of her dad through appearances that she's made at different film conventions.
Nice.
Excellent.
So then, shall we talk about Uncle Henry over here?
Uncle Henry.
The Henry Hull, who was the Werewolf of London in 1935. And that film, he was the very first movie werewolf. And it was 6 years before Lon Chaney Jr. became the Wolfman. Now, I just would like to clear up one little thing because, rumors die hard. And as Uncle Henry said, rumors make up Hollywood. People would rather believe a rumor than they would the truth. There's been a rumor that Henry refused the original makeup, which looked a bit like the Wolfman, because they claimed that because of vanity purposes, he didn't want his face cut. That is not true at all. And many of these self-proclaimed film historians have claimed that only because it is a rumor. Now, the reality is that the way the script was written. In the Werewolf of London script, two of the characters in it, Valerie Hobson, that played his wife in the film, and also Lester Matthews, they recognize him when he's the werewolf as being Dr. Glendon. And as Henry said, how can I be recognized as the werewolf when I'm in makeup as Jack Pierce's teddy bear? Because it completely covered his face. So he was really adamant that the makeup be toned down so it would be believable. They could recognize him as the werewolf. Pierce was, by that time, he considered himself the golden boy of Universal, and rightly so, because he created the Frankenstein monster and the Mummy, and he also did a character on Boris Karloff in The Old Dark House. But, and Henry actually worked with him in Great Expectations the year before, where he played the escaped convict Megwitch. But he couldn't agree with the makeup on this because it didn't work. It's the way the story was written. So, since Pierce would not change it, Henry went to the head of the studio, Carl Laemmle, explained the situation. Laemmle agreed that Henry was right about this, told Pierce he had to change it. Pierce was livid, and Henry suggested the widow's peak because he felt it gave the character more demonic look. And so Henry went out, but then there was this rumor that came about that he refused it because of vanity, which is really ridiculous because, after all, Henry did his own makeup on the stage, and he would not have objected to it in that regard. So I just wanted to clear up that rumor.
Clear.
Loud and clear.
Yes. That makes perfect sense, though. I never heard the rumor originally.
Well, now you did.
Now I did, and now I know the truth behind it.
You know the truth behind the rumor.
So now over here, we have a much later character, of course. This was the original Fly from 1958, and that was David Hedison played the Fly, and his brother in the film was played by Vincent Price. And a lot of people tend to confuse it that Vincent Price was the Fly, but in reality it was David Hedison. Of course, David Hedison was known for playing the captain in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Captain Crane in that. Very nice man. We did a lot of shows together, and he just loved it when I brought the figure of him from the Fly to the show because all fans wanted to have their picture taken of David with his alter ego. And of course, as you probably know, the character, why he became this way, he was a scientist that was developing a teleportation unit, and his atoms became mixed with those of a common housefly, and he became part man, part fly. That's why the head and the claw of the fly is in the hand of the doctor. So, and this was the original version in 1958.
Yeah, the classic.
Yes, yeah. So we could move along to one of my personal favorites. I mean, I love all of them, but this is one of my favorite Vincent Price films. This is The Abominable Dr. Phibes, or Dr. Anton Phibes, and that was Vincent Price's film from 1971. And he was horribly disfigured from a car crash that he was racing to the bedside of his wife and Victoria, and his limousine careened over, horribly disfigured, could not speak. But he was a doctor of musicology and a number of other things. So he was able to recreate his voice through this gadget you see here, which we call the Dr. Phibes Voice Revitalizer, and it was connected to his neck, and it goes through this horn. You have to realize this took place supposedly in the 1920s. That's why the Morning Glory Edison horn, which actually is a real one. This was a real Edison horn. It's made of copper. Anyway, we try to be as accurate as possible for the props as well. So in the film, he blamed the doctors and nurses for his wife's death. He used the 9 curses of the Pharaoh to get rid of them, which were bats, boils, frogs, and numerous other rather unpleasant things. Thanks to Dr. Phibes.
Wow.
Well, that's cool.
So
yeah, it's all I can say is wow.
Excuse me?
I said all I can say is wow. Wow. It was kind of like when we were there and you gave us a little behind the scenes tour for ourselves that we were both like, wow.
Yeah. The history is mind-boggling.
It is. It is. We encourage anybody, everybody watching, everybody that's going to watch us later, everybody that's going to listen to this on the rebroadcast on Hellfire Radio. Definitely worth the trip down to Connecticut to check this place out. I mean, the history is just it's mind-boggling, and
it's stunning actually what you get to see walking through there. It is.
Yeah, the camera picks up the realness behind it, but in person it's almost like they're breathing,
Well, yeah, what we've shown here is only just less than half of the full tour. So there's a lot more to see, but
you can't give it all away.
We want you to come see it.
That's right.
And we could show them maybe after we show them Zenobia, because she's my namesake.
Like Jeff and I always say, just give them the tip, just the tip, make them purchase the shaft.
Don't give away the whole farm.
Right?
I thought this was a family show.
Yeah, they went out the window after like 20 seconds. Leo was dropping F-bombs. We were doomed right there, man. It was derailed into the trees. We were done.
But it is great because it's several people have said that they're so tired of everything being virtual and nothing being real that they can go see.
Right.
We're very fortunate, and we're very careful, as I mentioned earlier, that we can have it available, that people can come see it. But in reality, of course, we are wearing masks when we have people come in, and we insist that they all wear masks when they take the tour. But and we only allow 5 people in at a time. But it does make it intimate in a way, and they get to see the characters close up. It's not like a wax museum where you've gone to where you're 20 feet away or 30 feet away from you. They're within about 3 to 4 feet of you. And so you can see all the detail in the figure themselves as well as the costume. I think that's what people really enjoy.
It's a personal encounter.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's sort of like one person said, I stepped on the set of the movie when they were making.
Right, exactly. And that just makes it so awesome.
Yeah.
And, like you said earlier, now's the time to go because, with all the protections in place, going in small groups of 5 people, you get the best experience.
You really will. And only, as I say, we don't know what the weather is going to be like this weekend. So we do encourage you to check on the weather beforehand because, unfortunately, we can only have a very limited number of people inside the building. So you may have to wait outside before we get those 5 people in and the next group. So be sure to either dress warmly or take an umbrella, depending on whether we're going to get.
Now, how long does the tour take?
I'm sorry?
How long does the tour take?
20, 25 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Several different parts to it.
Right.
And it's just so people know ahead of time it's cash only because it's too difficult to deal with credit cards or checks or whatever. So it's just cash only.
I have money left over to buy the DVD.
Yes, make sure you take enough with you so you can buy the Phantom DVD.
Absolutely. See, now, I think you should...
That's right. As Steve says, it's free shipping. You can pick it up yourself.
Right. See, now with the weather turning the way it is, I think Steve should set up a little place outside and sell witch's brew.
Nice.
He could sell some hot cider, some witch's brew.
Oh, I could do that. There you go.
I was thinking more of just being a gargoyle, just kind of waiting in the wings.
Right? You could definitely pull it off.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I've got some gargoyle tendencies. I think I can make it work.
You pull off the vampire very well.
Yes, he does.
So, what hours are you open this weekend?
Excuse me?
What hours are you open this weekend?
We're open 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every weekend. And I should mention that we're open next weekend as well. And then we're going to shut down for just 1 week for one reason only. And that's because we're going to turn it all into a monster's holiday. And it's going to be all the classic monsters, but how they're going to celebrate the holidays. Nobody's ever done this before. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're super excited to
That's cool.
See that.
It shows the festive side of the monsters.
Right.
So instead of
holiday monsters.
Yeah, instead of Elf on the shelf, you have Frankie on the shelf.
Drax in the back.
Yeah.
Drax in the back. Phantom on the fireplace.
Phantom on the fireplace. Look, we just gave you a whole new line to put out. For only 5%. Oh my.
So actually he's working with me and when we do the transformation of all this into the holidays.
That's going to look so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it will. It'll be a lot of fun.
We're going to urge everybody again to, take the family down. It's very inexpensive and have some fun, quality time,
Yeah, and close to Plainville is near Hartford, not too far away from Hartford. And
which in itself is a ghost town.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, even for us, it's what was it, 2 hours, Ben?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was 2 hours from Mass. To
go see something like that. That's nothing. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Right.
Yeah, and you make a day of it. It's we've all been cooped in. Just hop in the car, take a little drive, see the foliage.
Is there any foliage left out there?
Yeah,
it's very pretty around here.
Yeah, it is down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very colorful, and as I say, it appeals to all ages because these characters are nice, and everybody enjoys them, from kids to even senior citizens.
Well, it's the senior citizens that grew up with it.
Listen, hey, we're pushing senior citizens here.
Well, I mean, after all, let's face it, and you do the math, but I started this when I was 13 years old in 1966. So I occasionally use the brain electro stabilizer just to charge things up a little bit.
God. You don't have a special wall outlet you just go over and plug it into?
I need to be recharged.
That's where it stays. You take the Stein monster down.
That's right. Well, he's only temporarily on the left table. I go up. Right,
just for events.
I know you guys talk about the seniors loving the Universal monsters, but it's all ages. Even they keep on putting the Universal monsters set on sale. I keep on seeing tons of pictures on Facebook. So even new fans are really sucking in the Universal monsters.
Right.
And they've been coming out with some very nice little figures of the classic monsters. And of course, when I grew up, it was the Aurora model kits that they came out with, and you built your own monsters. But to me, the problem with that was they were only 8 inches tall, and I wanted them life-size, because you can't be afraid of something that's only 8 inches tall. Did I say that wrong?
I was gonna say something.
I was gonna say something too, but now I don't
You
have
can't be
to.
afraid of something 8 inches tall. It's gonna be like, I don't know. I bet there's some women out there that would beg to differ about that. Yeah, I did. I put the brakes real quick.
This is like, oh well, okay. Yeah, it's been said. Sorry.
Listen, I've done my job tonight because not only have I made Leo blush, but I believe Cortland's blushing over there as well.
It's the lighting.
It's the lighting.
We'll blame the lighting. It's good.
Blame Bill Diamond. It's the lighting.
We do that all the time. When in doubt, it's Bill's fault.
Yeah. So check the show notes down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And you'll find a link to preservehollywood.org and a bunch of other links as well to learn more about the Witch's Dungeon. And also, we're going to be pulling a winner for the contest.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you haven't gotten in your name yet, you better hurry up.
Yeah, it's
free.
It is. It just put in your email address and click a link, and you get submitted.
Did you say they'll be committed?
Submitted.
I thought you said committed. I was like, yeah.
Well, that too,
Right? If you're watching the show, you're definitely going to be committed.
Yeah, I would say so.
That'll be our wax figures in about 20 years. They'll go, remember those Toking with the Dead guys? And our wax figures will just be in straitjackets.
Well, Bill Diamond tells me that he's going to make a figure of me just in case I kick the bucket. He'll have a mechanical hand that will go like this. And I'll be wearing the Witch's Dungeon hat. Hi, how you doing? This is the Witch's Dungeon.
The funny thing is I believe he would actually do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's already done it and I don't know.
He just doesn't even know that
he's got it in the wings waiting in case I croak. So.
But you're already there. You're just not aware of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Bill's very crafty. He's probably made it to where Cortland doesn't even know he's a rep.
Could be, yeah.
Right? We are actually talking
about one of his they're not puppets, they're fabricated Americans. So maybe I'm a fabricated American.
Okay, that's a new one.
A fabricated American.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So, I can be my own dummy.
Oh, boy. He pumped the brakes, so I was waiting for, like, the rest of that comment to come in.
Nope. I'm trying to be good.
Yeah.
2 shows in a row, I'm trying to be good.
I know. It's unbecoming of you.
You know, I think that's should be the next item you guys work on to sell at the cons, like a stuffed Ben and Jeff.
Okay, I'm not going to go there.
No!
I'm not going to go there.
Oh, hey there, Count Panic. I got a question for you.
What's that, Bob?
What do you know about Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, ghosts, demons, and things that go bump in the night?
Not much, Bob.
Well, lucky for you, we host a podcast called Bob After Dark where we talk about legends, lore, and the supernatural.
Wow, where can I find this podcast?
Wherever you find your great podcasts at.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one, Leo.
Yeah, Leo, you almost got me to say something there. Almost. He's trying.
At least it was stuff and not with an ing.
I think I'm going to ask Bill to push you in the water.
That's right. He'll just do us both.
Right.
Well, I know you guys need to. We got a couple minutes left with you, and we'll stay on a little bit afterwards to pull the contest winner. But any last words of wisdom, or for the people just joining us?
Can we travel? Yeah. All right. Let's travel, and we'll show you my Zenobia the Gypsy out there.
Zenobia the Gypsy Witch.
Yes, she's my own creation, and
Bonus round.
This was how it started.
Wow, look at that.
And I don't know why she isn't stirring, but she should be something happened to her.
Her hand got tired.
There she. Oh, I know what it is. Her, well, I'm going to blame Bill. The wire came loose.
That's cool.
I'm going to blame Bill for this.
I didn't hear that, Bill.
No, he heard it. He just went over and shut his phone off.
Well, it requires a wire that holds her hand up to this level, and the wire. So.
She was stirring a little too much, apparently.
I know. That's cool looking.
If you'd been stirring for over 50 years, I think you'd be a little tired too.
You'd be stir crazy.
But she still has bubbles. We call her Zenobia Bubbles. See,
and the bubbling brew.
The bubbling brew, and but she was my original creation. Actually, I made her when I was only 12 years old. But over the years, she's had a facelift. I mean, she became. I improved upon her over the years.
She should sue the doctor.
Right. And and
just kidding, Zenobia. Just kidding. Oh, so many things I could have said.
Yep.
You can see it here. We have voice track that June did for me. Of course, June was the voice of Rocky Flying Squirrel, Cindy Lou Who, Granny, and the Sylvester cartoons. But primarily, she was the voice of Witch Hazel in the Bugs Bunny cartoon. And so she did a special voice track for my own character, Zenobia. And unfortunately, we haven't got that we can play it right now, but if you come, you'll hear it. And you'll also hear an introduction by Vincent Price, and he also does the final saying as you're leaving. So there's a lot of unique things to see. Plus the fact, over here, we ought to show them this. This is a 1940 35 millimeter, and this was actually used back in the 40s. That's long before you put a little silver disc into a machine. You have to actually project film. And a reel like this only lasted 50 minutes. So they had to change reel. And there would be 2 projectors side by side. And the projectionists had to change the reel every 15 minutes. And they had to also, it was run with an arc lamp. And this is 2 carbon arcs that come together and create a spark. So, I mean, very few people ever got to go up to a projection booth to see how the movies were actually run, but this was how they did it. And this got incredibly high, so that they had to have an exhaust going up to the ceiling for it. And I can also show you, this is the size of the, wait a minute. inside of the film. As you can see, it's all metal.
It's heavy as hell.
It is, yeah. And the film is quite large. It's not like a little 8mm film that you had as a kid. This is 35mm. And that's the size of the film that was in the projector. So lots of things for people to see that they may never have seen before.
Absolutely. Yeah, so get your asses down there.
I second that notion.
And I third.
As you see, we even also have Yoda here.
Oh, I saw Yoda sneaking in the corner there.
Yes, he was sneaking. He was even running the projector for us. Smart you are.
Go, you must.
I see we're running out of time.
Yes. So,
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, so I urge you definitely check out The Witch's Dungeon. Links are in the show notes down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And they are open, it's definitely go check them out. They have all the precautions in place for how the world is right now. And, the best thing is it's 5 people at a time, so you get to experience this without, being shoulder to shoulder with people, get to see the full experience, get real up and close. And, I've been there myself. I know you guys have been as well, and absolutely love it. And, it's close to the area. I want to thank you so much, Cortlandt, for joining us today.
Oh, we enjoyed doing it. And come in here, Steve, so they can see before we have to go bye.
Yes, thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And as I say, we're open all year round now, so we will be open next weekend besides this weekend. Then we'll be closed just for 1 week in between when we reset for the Monsters holiday.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Looking forward to that.
And if you want more of Steve, you're going to be doing a show in a couple minutes. You want to give that a plug?
Yeah, so I'm going to be joining my bandmate, a guy by the name of Loki. Instagram, I think it's Loki Guitar Official, or if you go to LokiGuitarOfficial.com, that's LOKI Official Guitar, something like that. We're going to be talking about some tour stories and some upcoming things we got going on.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so everybody stay tuned for the contest. We're going to let these guys go so you can...
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, gentlemen.
Yep,
we look forward to seeing you in the very near future.
We enjoyed doing it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, man.
Well, that was fun. What a cool place that is, huh?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I mean, we had so much fun. We were able to broadcast one of our shows with Pete's Diary live from the Witch's Dungeon. We had the Phantom of the Opera behind us as our set backdrop. It was really, really cool. I mean, not a lot of people get the opportunities to broadcast, first of all, live from the Witch's Dungeon, but even to get a partial virtual tour from them is really special. We definitely think you should all, take a road trip. Go down there, spend the day, like Leo said, check it out. It's definitely worth it if you're into horror and horror movies and classics and just knowledge. And I'm full screen again.
You are, because you're talking.
That's because you got a cool background.
Oh, is that what it is?
Nobody's looking at you. They're looking at the background, dude.
Oh, I figured as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go like this and keep talking. How's that? Does that work better for you?
Yeah.
So I hear, I know down this way we are getting a little bit of rain on Friday. I know up north you guys are getting snow. So if you're up north, want to escape?
Shut your mouth. You don't even say that 4-letter word on our show.
Especially in October.
Right? It was 75 degrees 2 days ago.
What?
I was in shorts and a friggin' t-shirt.
Well, a couple days ago it was warm. Yeah, I remember.
No, I just said a few days ago, didn't I?
Yeah,
or did I say 2? I don't know. It was hot. I was in shorts. Now I'm in friggin' pants and my Eskimo suits upstairs hanging up. Welcome to friggin' New England.
Yeah. So tonight's a good night for the big heat to come on.
Yeah. So
you guys turn on your heat yet? Or you have there's two different types of New Englanders. You have people that turn their heat on early, or people that go, I'm not going to turn it on until like November 1st.
Well, normally I delay it as long as possible because Ann's working. I'm out in the wood shop. You know what I mean? But Ann's working from home now. And it was starting to get just a little too, you know what I mean? If she's working, she's in the house working, I can't have her freezing.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
I don't know. My wife would have the heat on in the middle of the summer if I let her.
Well, you run your AC in the middle of the winter.
Damn Skippy, I do. My bedroom is like a meat locker. I'm telling you, it slows the blood down. It keeps me young. At least that's what I'm told.
You think so? It's not what I see.
Hey, 2 for you.
So we had. I want to give Cannabis 101 a shout out. We were on their show earlier today. That was cool. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, Lauren and Jimmy.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. Unity something.
I know Leo's behind the scenes pulling a winner over here.
Yeah, working on it.
But while we got a few minutes to kill during the show, we have. Yeah, that works. Yeah, never seen that one before, so that works.
Okay.
We've got some really cool shows coming up over the next month. Next week we have the Bud Grower, Justin. I can't pronounce his last name.
Campone? Is it Campone?
I'm not even going to fucking try.
Campone or Campone or something.
I'm not even going to fucking try. I'm going to let him introduce himself next week. It's easier. It's just so much easier. Trust me.
Yeah.
I just will not butcher somebody's name. So I just say, I can't pronounce it. I apologize. Who the fuck are you?
We butchered Butters. We called her Buddha.
Well, yeah, but, that was an honest mistake. Butta. It was Buddha. But we got it right. So it doesn't matter.
So that's next week. What's the week after that?
Then we've got legendary timing director Richard Gasparian from shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy.
He's done tons of stuff.
He's done a shitload of stuff.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he's working on the new Simpsons movie. And
I saw that.
So this is one of the coolest stories I ever heard. So him and Robin, they made a movie back in 1987. Completely filmed it.
Yep.
Never finished it. They ran out of money. And they both went on to their careers. Robin's working for Disney. Richard's working on The Simpsons for 14 years. And they acquire the original film that they had, and they have it finished by Skywalker Sound.
Right.
So you have a film like a throwback from the 80s with a new age polish. And it is cool. It's a horror comedy. It's hilarious. It's awesome. I think it's going to be one of the next cult classics. It's House Sitter: The Night They Saved Siegfried's Brain.
Right.
Available on VOD and DVD right now.
Yep. And we actually ran the trailer, I believe, in the event. So
Nice.
The trailer to that's running in the event. We also have Jake Horowitz and Storm Stetson from Canada. Jake just came out with Cup of Cheer, an Xmas-rated holiday film. I caught the trailer.
What is Xmas rated?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Is that X rated or is it RAM rated? Or mass rated?
You'll have to just watch the trailer. I mean, I was blessed with the full screening, so
I would think Xmas rated would be that it's like full of like Christmas stuff. It's like all like
potentially
it's all happiness and goodness and
yeah, Jeff. It's not your kind of X-rated.
Well, there's some good Xmas movies.
Yeah. We don't want to know about
them. Slip it in, Santa.
Oh Jesus! Leo has the power to mute your mic.
Yeah.
We're gonna end off the month with Ed Till. If you don't know who Ed Till is, look him up. He's a comedian for a long time. He runs a radio talk show out down in Florida now. All around really good guy. I'm not going to give too much away on, I guess. You're going to have to wait for the shows. But we've got some really good shows coming. We're booking some cool shows for December right now, too.
Well, so I'm going to have to do my homework on some of these?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll just send you the press releases. Like, I just read the press release, and then I watch the trailers, and I try to watch the films. But with us filming right now, it's getting tough to keep up with everything, to be honest.
You just stay up late.
Yeah, well, I gave a whole new respect to actors and actresses after the last 2 rounds of filming, when you're on set from, anywhere from 7 a.m. start or 9 a.m. start, and you're not walking off set till midnight, 1 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and then doing our own stunts is cool too,
Yeah, you think so.
Jeff's just mad because I got to land on the mat and he had to hit the concrete.
Oh, ouch.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Well, I urge everybody.
I like it, Bill. No more takes on that one. Got it in take 1.
Go ahead, Leo.
No, I was just going to say I urge everybody to check out Still Toking With, and links are in the show notes down below or up above. And, if you're coming over from Hellfire Radio, check them on out, because the pictures from your filming are awesome, and I can't wait to see it. It's...
Yeah, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Still looking for sponsorships. I am going to drop that on our show tonight, too. This is an ongoing filming endeavor. It's not just a one and done. We're hoping anyways.
Right. Oh, and I also want to say that issue 4 is almost completed.
Yes.
And we'll be out, I'm hoping, about a month.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll be dropping the cover soon on the Facebook pages, so keep an eye out for that. We get a lot of cool shit, hanging with the Dorkening all the time. That's our family right there.
We blew them off last week, but it's hard to do a show when you're driving.
Yeah, we literally were in the car on the way back from filming when we were supposed to be on, so it just
Yeah. Oh, in 2 weeks, we're going to be broadcasting live from New York.
Yes. We're not sure if we'll be at the studio or if we'll be in the hotel yet. It all depends on the Wi-Fi situation.
Right. But we'll be down there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting, too. That's a show we can seriously fuck up.
That's with Richard Gasparian, too. So did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Gasparian. Gasparian.
I think
I don't know.
Gasparian.
I butchered the fuck out of it. I'm going to let him do it.
Sounds like my wife, Gasparin.
I was going to say this earlier, but I couldn't find it fast enough. So I was messaging Tom from Deadly Grounds Coffee yesterday. Yeah. And so he's going to be having a discount for the night before Halloween. That's Devil's Night. Up until
Friday
election.
Night.
Yeah. So Friday up until Election Day. So keep an eye out on Deadly Grounds for that discount coupon. But he has a new flavor, the Highland Zombie Grog. He said it's been very popular. It's tastes like aged scotch.
So it's like iodine. It's like hot iodine then. Yeah. It's an acquired taste.
Flavor. Okay.
Scotch is an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's
Scotch is whiskey, right?
Yeah, Scotch is it's a whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good aged Scotch.
I don't know what makes it better or really what makes it different, but it is a whiskey.
Yeah. Normally whiskey you just slam.
Yeah, you don't sip that shit. I'm telling you, it's like drinking fucking iodine.
Actually,
nice.
So normally if I've been out for a while, my dad always said, whiskey will kill everything. So I got a bottle of whiskey, I'll just, slam like 2 shots just to like burn everything.
That explains everything from tonight. Explains everything. I saw the pictures. Were you at the beach this weekend? Or were you guys went and did something nature-y?
Yeah.
You and the wife.
Yeah, we went to Rocky Neck State Park.
That's what it was.
So it's a beach. Yeah.
So he's been slamming his whiskeys every night since.
Yeah. Did they have pumpkins? Like jack-o'-lanterns?
Oh no, it's just a beach. We took the dog out to walk. So it's
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are they doing that one at in Rhode Island that they always do?
Yes, and this year it's a drive-through.
Oh, it is? How do they do that?
You roll your window. That you purchase the AK.
Well,
at
no,
the
I've
entrance.
been there. It's a walking path.
Not one of those.
I think they did it through. Well, obviously they must have done it through the.
They must have revamped it and did it in like the parking lots and stuff like that.
So for the listeners, it's Roger Williams Zoo Halloween Spooktacular, and we haven't gone this year, but we've gone every year. I don't know, probably like the last 6 years. And
yes, incredible to see.
Yeah, Ben,
really incredible to see.
Ben, you haven't been?
No,
Ben don't do that kind of shit. He hides in a hole.
Yeah, it's just when you get that many people out in public, there's always somebody that's an asshole.
Well,
and it's usually me.
Well, I was gonna say this. I usually don't run into that unless you're there.
No, I just it's just not my thing.
Well, last couple of years, there's been a lot of assholes. Like when we started going earlier, when not as many people knew about it, you can go through, and so it's thousands of hand-carved pumpkins by artists around the area.
Right.
And they're all lit up, and you go through each area, they'll have like a Marvel movies area, or
it's all themed. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and they'll have like a section dedicated to the celebrities that died over the year and everything. And you get great shots of the pumpkins, and last couple of years it's been just tons of flash photography. People don't realize they're ruining it for everybody. To have like flashes go off like every 2 seconds.
True. But I'm that guy that I'd rather stay home on Halloween, pre-order Nosferatu, watch that, and then watch the concert afterwards.
There you go.
In my jammies.
Yeah. Turn off all the lights so you don't get trick-or-treaters and.
No, I do that
nobody can look in the windows and see him.
I do that anyways. My wife goes out and buys candy every year. 99% of the time she's got to work. So I go, have a great night at work. Oh, don't forget the candy. Yep, the trick or treat. Yep, I got it. Yep, lights are off. Boom, I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie, eating the fucking candy.
Nice.
How many trick or treaters do we have? I'm like, I don't know. I think I marked it somewhere, but I don't know, 10.
We went through a bag and a half.
Yeah, we went through a bag and a half. I'm not feeling too good. But with COVID, it's like we don't even know what's going to happen. I told my wife we've got this really big hill in the front of the house that comes up to the front door. I said, I hope it's cold enough. I'm going to wet the hill down so it turns to ice. If they can make it up the ice, they get the piece of candy. If not, well, I guess it's mine.
Yeah. Growing up where I used to live at my parents' farmhouse, it was a long dirt road, and everybody was too scared to go up it for Halloween. We never got trick-or-treaters.
She's watching from work. She's like, liar, I haven't bought candy in 12 years. Listen, I was trying to make you seem like a nice person.
So a winner got pulled, I'm assuming.
Yes. So tonight's winner, and let me pull up the picture for it. This is for Undead Ed from Holiday Crave, and you'll find a bunch of information for it in the show notes. But the winner is Tom Arcade. And we have your email, and Ben's going to be emailing you for your information so that he can get that out to you.
And we have a new contest beginning.
We do. This is Stabby. What's his name? Stabby what?
I don't fucking know. I gave you the show notes.
It's Stabby.
Oh, it's Stabby. It's just Stabby.
Just Stabby. Okay.
This is
Stabby
number
the gnome.
2 this is number 2 in the set of 3. So get your.
How big are these things?
Bigger than 8 inches.
Okay, they're like a foot tall, right?
I believe they're 12 inches. Yes, they're 12 inches.
That's bigger than 8.
Yes, it is. But this is number 2 in a set of 3.
And I'm going to put the link to it right now in the chat for those of you watching, so that you can get a early entry.
You can get an early stab at it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna go eat chicken.
You're gonna go choke the chicken?
No, I'm gonna eat chicken.
Yeah. You ain't gonna eat shit yet. He hasn't closed the stream yet. We're still live, dipshit.
I know we are.
He's like, I'll just push leave studio. Fuck you both.
That's it. See.
No, we'll definitely wrap it up. So, Leo, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we urge you, definitely check out Witch's Dungeon. I got all the information and shown us down below or up above, and they're open 5 people at a time. Everybody's wearing masks, so it's definitely safe for you, and it's a blast. If you love the old classic Universal monsters, it's all it's a lot of it is screen used items, and a lot of history. And for me, just Google Leo Pond, you find a bunch of stuff, but more importantly, head on over to thedorkening.com where you can find all the shows on the network there. And I don't like that shot. There we go.
I don't like that shot either. It makes me feel like squished.
Crunched. Yeah.
Let me out of the middle, man. I ain't no friggin' cream in the cookie.
And we're going to be going live again at 9 o'clock. Tonight we're talking about horror video games on The Dorkening, so that's going to be a fun show.
Nice.
But Jeffrey, so we can let you have dinner, where do you like people going?
Facebook.
Go to
Facebook.
He's to the point tonight. He's like, fucking Facebook. Come on, hurry up.
I use Facebook. I mean, you use all that other twiddle and dummel and all that, Yahoo fucking shit.
Right.
I don't get into it. So Facebook, you'll find me. Send a message. I'll answer it. Maybe if I like you.
Benjamin.
Oh, as Jeff said, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Google.
StillToking.com.
StillToking.com is up and running. You can't purchase anything on there yet, but we're getting there.
No, but the link to the merch, to the apparel is there.
Yeah, the link to the new apparel store is there. I mean, I don't know if fucking yeah.
And that's how we go.
I'm just wasting time so Jeff has to sit there.
Yeah, I know you are. It's all good.
No, in all seriousness, man.
Right. Thank everybody for joining us.
Hey, shush. My turn. My turn. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do every day, so people like us can come up here and do what we do every day. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Stay safe till then. We're out of here.
Bye.
Peace out.
Lies will buy you a mild acceptance. My free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven, but me, I'll be a fucking legend in hell.